And we are live on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
We are live on TikTok as well, Avery. We're going to rip a Best Ball Mania draft on this live. Pumped to get into it. I think this is your first Best Ball draft
It is
of the season.
is.
So I think this will be a fun experience. Definitely, I'm being pretty deep at this point in the Best Ball streets. I think this is my 76th or 77th Best Ball Mania draft.
Not as much as previous years.
Not as much as previous years yet. We got time though, still.
You're right.
For sure. But yeah, pumped to be hopping on the live. This is the last day of July. We're getting into the best time of the year, in my opinion. And we land the 5th overall pick in this Best Ball Mania draft. Let's scoot us to the bottom here so people can see. We're live on TikTok, but you can see the draft board on YouTube.
Yeah.
So YouTube's going to be the better place to watch this live stream as it happens. I like the 5th pick in fantasy this year. I really like the top 7 picks.
I agree
because I'm in on McCaffrey at 7, and I like the first.
There you go.
As well.
You could probably get McCaffrey to fall to you past 8.
I'm curious, like, what are your biggest questions about how best ball works, how the strategy is different? I can definitely talk all day about best ball strategy and get you up to speed.
So is your first round picks, do you never go safe? Because I know the late round picks are always the high upside, just whatever the ceiling can be.
Yeah, I mean, for me, since I'm playing in so many of these drafts, like I don't skew too far off ADP in the early rounds. So yeah, I mean, like generally though in best ball, it's all about spike weeks and having massive spike weeks. So like Jamar Chase being able to score 50 points in a week,
that's big,
is a huge edge in best ball. And just guys that are start-sit nightmares in normal season long, like not a big deal in best ball. You don't have to guess.
Yeah.
You don't have to guess when the big weeks are going to come. All right, the draft is kicked off. Chase at 1, Saquon at 2, Bijan probably going to go here at 4, CD at 3. How are you feeling about Justin Jefferson with these reports of? I hate to see the headline. Week 1 is the priority. Hamstring injury. We're probably gonna. Bijan's almost definitely going to go with this pick.
Yeah. I'd be more worried about the quarterback situation than an injury for Justin Jefferson specifically. Maybe week 1 is an issue, but I mean, JJ McCarthy is coming off a pretty big injury himself. What do you think about his return for that as far as fantasy value?
Yeah, I'm still willing to take Justin Jefferson where he's going, pick 5, pick 6, especially in this format. You start 3 receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. It is half PPR here that we're drafting for too. It does make you want to skew running back like a little bit more. But yeah, I think where JJ McCarthy's going in drafts is a bit weird in comparison to where the rest of the team is getting drafted. Like something is off. Either Hawkinson, Jefferson, Addison, Aaron Jones, they're all getting drafted too high, or JJ McCarthy's getting drafted too low. And I do like being able to stack Jefferson like very easily.
So who's your most common or most targeted best ball stack of quarterback and receiver or tight end?
Yeah, so I think I'd have to pull up my exposures, but I'm pretty sure my most drafted stacks right now is Caleb Williams and pretty much all the Bears receivers.
Okay.
Rome Odunze probably being the biggest. The Pickens Dak stack has been definitely one of my favorites. And then I definitely have a lot of Diggs and Drake May stacks as well. But I'm almost always going to have at least one stack partner with the quarterback I draft in best ball. This is a big tournament. We're competing against hundreds of thousands of other teams for a $1.5 million first place prize.
It's a lot of dollars.
So you kind of need the correlation in the playoffs to really beat that many people. Like you got to keep that in mind too. Achane or Bucky, I'm seeing in the TikTok live here. I think that we both agree on that.
That's an easy Achane.
Yeah, I think it's Achane for sure. Achane's already he hasn't been off the board in this draft yet. He's probably going to get sniped here.
Hopefully he doesn't.
Wait, did he get picked? No, he must have. Oh, he just got picked as I switched there. Pick 17. Yeah, I mean, getting Achane around 2 feels great. All right, we're going to be up on the clock here in a second. If you're live on TikTok, come to the YouTube live. Link is right in the TikTok bio. We are in a live real draft right now on YouTube. We're on the clock here. JT versus Tyreek versus Bucky. What do you think here, Avery?
I think in a best ball perspective, Tyreek has the biggest boom potential week to week.
We're going Tyreek.
There you go.
This is a 20-second timer
20
Dude,
seconds?
Yeah, this is what I'm trained on. This is why I'm not worried about the 32.
Yeah, you'll be
I
chilling.
got a full
at the
minute.
32.
I mean, what am I going to do with the extra 40 seconds?
I don't know. Probably talk to the live chat.
Yeah.
We will be live for the 32 as well.
Yeah, 32 creator draft is going to be live this Saturday. Draft starts at 7. Live stream starts at 6.
Mm-hmm. I will be making the best team of all time. I have the #1 overall pick. By the way, Commanders Walter Picks. That is my account. That is me. #1 overall. Let me know who you think I should take in the chat. My heart wants me to go with Jaden Daniels, but that might not be the best option.
I think we probably. I'm always down to build the 0 running back teams in this this best ball format. Caleb's in the chat saying he wants you to go with Brock Bowers.
Not gonna happen.
Shout out the people in the YouTube live here. Jefferson over Gibbs is crazy. I don't think it's that crazy, Nick, in a best ball format. There's just not many receivers that can have the spike weeks that Jefferson can have. But I definitely don't hate Gibbs either. The other thing that's nice about Jefferson is he's easily stackable. I do really like the 0 running back strategy because of how big of a tournament this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a high risk, high reward strategy, which I think just bodes well for the structure here. All we need is a couple injuries to break our way. You only need 2 running backs every week.
Okay.
So we'll take one running back here. Yeah, I think we should probably go Brees.
Yeah, that might be the right option. A little bit of a reach, but it's never a reach when it's your guy.
Yeah, I really don't feel bad taking him really anywhere in round 3 this year. To me, I think we talked about it before, but him versus Chase Brown, I actually think is pretty close.
I think so. I would rather take Chase Brown, but it is a little bit closer than most people would think.
Yeah, I won't be surprised at all if Brees Hall outscores Chase Brown.
Really?
I think the talent profile for Brees is definitely stronger. The situation is better for Chase Brown offensive, in terms of the environment that he's in. Let's check out these YouTube comments. HN over Bucky is easy money. Yeah, I definitely agree. What team I would pick for home team style pick'em? I'm not exactly sure what that means. What's going on, Zane? Last year, but started a keeper. Can I do mocks with my league settings plus key? We're working on building the mock draft tool to work with keepers. That's actually something in the pipeline right now. The draft tool will sync live correctly, though, to keeper drafts. Already lost the draft. I'm about Nick's chirping here. You don't lose drafts or win drafts in the first 2 rounds. Just not how it works. This is why I'm locked in all 18 rounds.
Yeah.
And why I'm trying to pick league winners every single pick. Yeah, there will be a monthly subscription in the NFL season for the Walter Picks app. Yeah, I agree with this, Trevor, for sure. Don't sleep on Kamara. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Not a terrible. Yeah, Nick, there's reports like this every year for running backs. And every year there's at least one sort of believable report. The report here, Jahmyr Gibbs taking snaps in the slot.
I've seen those.
It's a little bit believable for a guy like Gibbs, but realistically, how many snaps is Gibbs playing in the slot this year?
Not a ton.
Under 50. It's going to be under 50.
It is interesting because of the offensive coordinator change, but you can't expect a running back in general to get that much usage.
Yeah, I do think that Gibbs has a lot of room to grow in his receiving role outside of the slot stuff. And similar to HN, honestly, both guys, their workloads could both increase from last year, especially with the new OC in Detroit.
It's definitely doable.
All right, we got a likely suspended player, a player who requested a trade here at the top of the ADP. I don't hate going DJ Moore or Pickens. If you had to choose between these guys, who are you going with?
I like DJ Moore and Pickens personally. I think both of them. I would rather take DJ Moore in that sense. I think his floor and his ceiling is a bit higher.
We're gonna go DJ. Who did the Bears play?
There was a ton of questions though with how many mouths there are to feed in the offense, but I think Moore's a guy.
Yeah, a little bit less of a concern though in best ball.
Exactly.
We just need massive spike weeks. We've definitely seen that from DJ Moore. I expect that from Pickens too. Though, Pickens goes 1 pick after. Keep Kyren in the 13th or HN in the 2nd. Definitely Kyren.
Yeah, 13th is wild.
I think that's pretty easy.
How many?
Yeah, Norman, the difference in the 2 subscriptions is that the top tier includes the betting insights, and the other 2 tiers are just for fantasy. Interesting question here from Logan. What were you about to ask?
I was going to say, how many best ball drafts do you start out with kind of a hero RB strat?
Yeah, I think it's a really strong strategy. Same reason I like the 0 running back strategy. You only need to fill 2 running back slots in this format. It is half PPR though, so having a running back in the flex isn't like the worst thing
Yeah.
in the world. But you'll see when we get a little bit later in this draft, like there's a steep drop off in the receivers available after like round 8, round 9, and there's running backs that they'll have maybe some standalone value or an injury away from just winning leagues.
And I'm guessing that's the best.
Just not receivers like that after like round 8 and 9. So I do like to have like 5, 6 receivers through that part of the draft at least.
And maybe some of the Commanders wide receiver 3s are going to be valuable if Terry McLaurin's really going to get traded.
I'm going to go with Waddle here. We already have Tyreek though, so I don't love it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a risk.
I think we're going to reach here for Hendo. Grab our second running back. Took him 7 picks ahead of ADP. I usually would take Waddle there, but I don't like stacking Tyreek.
Nah.
And Waddle. Who are you taking at pick 8 in a 12-man? Depends. I mean, for
Christian McCaffrey is probably what you're going with.
If I don't have a top 6 pick, I just want wherever McCaffrey goes.
That's valid. Hopefully he stays healthy the entire season, but you can't predict that. So you got to take the risks.
Yeah, I mean, he's fully healthy right now.
And that's the most healthy he's ever going to be.
Yeah.
So you might as well take a shot on it.
Chase at 11 overall or Pierce on the 15th round. I'd probably go Chase at 11. I don't really, I think I'd probably go Chase there with that keeper decision. All right, rank these 5. Hampton, Marv, Evans, Chuba Hubbard, Connor. Oh man, the rank across positions is always tough for me. I mean, I think I would rank these guys Marv, Hampton, Evans, Chuba, Connor. I think that's probably how I would do it. Maybe
I would take Connor over Chuba.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Personally,
it's definitely pretty close. I think the first 2 guys are like a clear tier above the rest.
Yeah, 100%.
Seth and I today were talking about Marv versus Evans.
Oh, really?
And
how'd that go?
Who would you go with there?
Or Mike Evans?
Yeah,
I'm taking Marvin Harrison over Mike Evans.
Yeah, me as well. I think Evans is like a tiny bit safer, but Marvin Harrison Jr. has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, Mike Evans will probably get close to his 1,000 yards. Like he'll be great, but there is a lot of questions with what happens with all of those receivers and Baker Mayfield. Will he take a minor step back? Because he had a great season last year. There's not much better you can get.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely agree. I do like Trey McBride as a keeper. His ADP, like I got him in the 3rd round in one of my high stakes leagues last weekend. So you're getting him right at a cost, but I like him at that cost. I'm happy to draft him there. Your RBs are cooked. Remember, this is best ball. This is a best ball draft against hundreds of thousands of other people. A $1.5 million first place prize. You do not win this tournament by not taking risks. You got to take some risks, and I'm happy to take the risk on TreVeyon Henderson. I don't hate Caleb Johnson here.
It's the rookie fever.
But you see, we're like right at that wide receiver cliff. We're definitely getting there. I think we're going Caleb Johnson. Take a 3rd running back. Arthur Smith offenses have ranked top 5 in rushing 3 straight seasons in a row in rushing attempts. Caleb Johnson's going to lead the team in rushing.
Oh, I think it's completely in his. I think he's going to lead the team in red zone touches too.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder how much worse he is in best ball. Like, what's the real weekly ceiling for Caleb Johnson? Like in season long, I feel like the floor is pretty valuable, but is he going to be able to have 30-point games?
It depends how often they get in the red zone, to be honest, because Jaylen Warren is likely going to take a majority of that pass catching role, at least in the beginning or half of the season.
Yeah. I kind of wish we went receiver there. Jennings, Pearsall, Diggs. Yeah, the receiver cliff is coming. I think we will take one of these 2. I feel like we've been pretty consistently getting sniped here as well.
A little bit. There goes one.
Remember last year I said how good Braylon Allen was going to be? I do remember the video where I said Braylon Allen was a good last round fantasy pick, and I do not think we should be judged on our last round fantasy picks.
That's a deep question.
But I do think I was wrong about that. We are also live on YouTube for those on TikTok. We are doing a live draft right now. Out of the 5th overall pick, $25 Best Ball Mania draft over on Underdog. We started at the 5 slot. Our team so far: Justin Jefferson, Tyreek, Breece Hall, DJ Moore, TreVeyon Henderson, Caleb Johnson, and Jaden Reed. Started 4 receivers, 3 running backs. And this is like frequently what I'm doing. I feel like in season long too, where I just punt QB and tight end
Yeah, I'm the
to the
same
mid
way.
to the mid rounds.
I always wait on tight end, especially in best ball too. You can get some of the rookies.
You can also take 3 like late in the last rounds too, like in round 17, 18, they're starting tight ends that are
Yeah.
there, you know, like Jawan Johnsons, Theo Johnsons of the world. Like those guys are starting players and you're drafting them alongside players that might not even play
Yeah,
very much. So I don't hate going 3 dusty tight ends in best ball at all.
dusty tight ends is crazy.
Would you keep Garrett Wilson or Drake London? I think that one's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm going Drake London.
Yeah. I feel like the keeper decisions are pretty straightforward for the most part. Just look at the ADPs. What do y'all think of Tyler Warren? Avery, you have a take on Tyler Warren?
Tyler Warren could very well be the next Taysom Hill 2.0. It really does depend on what quarterback we're getting. I think Daniel Jones, you have that reaction, Pat. I say I'm standing on that. I think he's going to be great, especially in best ball. That's the guy I'm targeting here.
Yeah, it's honestly an interesting take about Taysom Hill. I mean, he's a much better tight end than Taysom Hill, first and foremost. But
100%.
he was rushing like a lot in college. Like
Yeah.
he could get goal line carries.
I completely agree with that.
He could. It's also though on a team with Anthony Richardson and JT,
That's
especially
the problem.
if Avery starts. But yeah, he like I don't think a lot of people realize how much he was used as a runner.
Yeah, not at all.
In college, like sometimes out of the quarterback slot too, but like what Taysom does. Like they would literally hand him the ball like a running back. They would let him run it as a quarterback, and they would throw to him like an elite tight end. So yeah, I think the ceiling is certainly there.
Probably not great as a starting option for you in redraft fantasy football, but definitely a second guy that I'm targeting if I go late tight end strategy.
Yeah, I think him and Loveland are great to pair with another tight end if you're going late round. I like them both a lot in best ball too, for sure. I took Mooney as we were talking there. He's dealing with an injury, is sinking his ADP a little bit, but I still really like him in best ball. And you got to remind yourself, all the money is in week 15, 16, 17 here.
It is. You have a high exposure to him already, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And I'll probably be buying the dip. And we'll take Pittman up to 6 receivers now. And like you start to see the cliff.
It's getting tough.
The cliff here that we're running into. I maybe should have mixed in some Shaheed. I do want to get a little bit more of him with some of the positive reports we've seen about him. Down here.
Luckily, we have a good amount of receivers. I like the build we have so far.
Superflex league, so kept Lamar in the first and Gibbs in the second, but could have kept Neighbors in the fourth. Yeah, that would have been nice. Grabbing Caleb. I probably should have done that. I mean, I think the answer there is both, Trevor, if we can. I think I probably pushed Caleb 1 round too long. Yeah, we're not getting him. Absolutely no chance. But we should get JJ McCarthy.
The stack is there.
We have several backdoor stacks still too with Jordan Love and Tua and Penix.
Is stacking a strategy you almost always try to get in best ball?
In best ball, 100% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, the data is pretty clear. Again, we were competing against so many people. And so how it works is the top 2 people in this league that we're drafting in advance to week 15. In week 15, you're in a pod of 12 other people that won their leagues.
Okay.
And you need to beat all 12 of them to advance to week 16. And in week 16, you're now playing all people that won their week 15 pod.
So
and then in week 17, you are playing like the 1,000 people that are left all at once. So it's you got to come in first, 3 times basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
a big ask.
Evan Ingram. I have really not taken him almost at all. I really don't love him this season.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think you're an Ingram believer.
But he's 10 picks past ADP, so if I'm going to take him, now's a good time. And in the chat, I have a suggestion on this. Keep Neighbors for 4th or Bowers for a 9th. Yeah, you got to go Bowers.
Yeah, Bowers 100%.
Got to take Bowers there. That's unreal. How do you feel about DJ Moore? I literally just drafted him. Yeah, we're doing a live draft over on YouTube right now. Link is in the TikTok bio if you want to follow along with the draft board. Took DJ Moore in the 4th round of this draft. I think in season long leagues, he's probably going close to round 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hate him at all. I think that whole Bears offense is being still a bit underrated, not under talked about, but
no, not at all.
Underrated for fantasy still with the Ben Johnson impact.
I think DJ Moore is a bit more of an X wide receiver than people expect. There are a lot of mouths to feed on that offense, but to me, it seems pretty clear that he's going to break out and be that guy, especially with an upgraded offensive line, a better offensive coordinator. The team quite literally should not be possible to get worse.
Someone's asking in the TikTok live, should I draft QB early this year? What's your thoughts on that?
I've never been an early quarterback guy. If you're going to do it, it's one of Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. That's really all I want because I don't think the drop-off is worth it in ADP compared to the other wide receivers and running backs you could get. So I wouldn't take both of those guys that early. I would rather wait until a mid-round guy. I love Dak Prescott this year. He's projected for the second highest pass volume on every sports book, which is great because they know more than we do. So if they're saying he's going to be top 3, top 5 in passing attempts, that means fantasy points are coming and offensive touchdowns are coming.
Yeah, the late round QB strat's definitely good. I won't start thinking about quarterback till round 3 the earliest. And usually Josh Allen is gone by then and Lamar Jackson is gone by then in most drafts. I don't hate getting the last of the Elite Four with Jaden Daniels or Hurts if they're going to go multiple rounds after Allen and Lamar, but I'm not scared at all just to wait.
Yeah.
And in most leagues, like you can find serviceable quarterbacks off the waiver wire too if your late round picks don't go well. It's a pretty low risk, high reward strategy, I think. But I mean, Josh Allen is if he's sitting there in round 3 or Lamar sitting there in round 3, I'll definitely consider it. I don't think I'll take any of them though. Like, I don't know if I want them before McBride's off the board. Like, I think I'd rather get Bowers or McBride than one of the elite.
I would too, because there's only so many elite tight ends.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely a bigger positional advantage there, I think.
But the tight end position this year really is not as bad as we've seen it previously. Like there's a good tier of elite guys, but there's a decent amount of serviceable tight ends too.
Penix just got absolutely sniped. I feel like people are watching this live in this draft right now. All right, we're back on the clock. Kyle Pitts is sitting there. Penix already got sniped. I feel like we got to go running back. I think we might go Ray Davis. Talked about him today. We're going with Ray Davis. One of the, I think, highest upside handcuffs. So there might be some standalone value, a couple spike weeks where he just
slightly
scores a touchdown. I think there's a good chance he just is the goal line back for the Bills this year. Obviously, Josh Allen going to be there to steal rushing touchdowns
100%.
too. But James Cook goes down. Suddenly, Ray Davis might be a top 15 running back in fantasy football.
Yeah, it's definitely worth taking a shot on those kinds of handcuffs, especially in best ball. I don't think he's going to have a ton of, usage if James Cook is not in that game in the offense.
Let's see if we can push to one more round. The guy that took Waddle, where is he? Here he is. He already has Lamar, but he doesn't have another quarterback, so we probably can't push to another round. Probably should just take Tua. We already need this team. We already need Tyreek to have an insane season for this team to succeed. This is why stacking makes so much sense. Because if Tyreek has an insane season, there's a pretty good chance Tua had a good season.
100%.
Well. Right? Those are very correlated outcomes. Man, I do like Bryce way more though in fantasy. It's a tough. Thoughts on the Terry situation? Yeah, Avery, I am curious on your initial thoughts here.
Yeah, as a Commanders fan, I don't see how it's possible he doesn't just re-sign. But when you look at the money he's pretty much requiring, he wants more than DK Metcalf, which is understandable. But once you get to that 34, 35 million a year, you're getting to the other top receivers like CeeDee Lambs that are also getting paid that amount. I don't see how he could ever leave the team, but it's definitely more possible now than I think it ever was. With the new reports of him requesting a trade, that's definitely a teller.
Yeah, I still don't think he's going to get traded.
I couldn't see a world with it happening, but you never know with the NFL these days.
Neighbors, Nico, Genti, PPR, who are you taking with your first pick? Yeah, I'd lean there. Neighbors as well there.
I would too. I think he is going slightly early depending on what ADPs you're looking at. But I would take him in that range of guys.
Shout out to everybody in this live stream right now. If you're watching live on YouTube, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate it. We're pumping out tons of YouTube content this time of year. If you're watching live on TikTok, we got multiple videos getting posted every single day. It is the best time of year. We got football on our TV screens.
We do.
In like 30 minutes. Very excited to watch Trey Lance cook after this best ball draft.
I've been needing it. Been fiending for it.
All right, we have 5 picks left. Wow, this guy didn't stack to a Oh, he went 3 QBs. Does he even have? He might have Achan. No, he does unstacked.
Interesting
Two,
strategy.
yeah. The definitely we'll take Bryce if he's there or Gino. There's definitely some backdoor stacks with Bryce too. Nice, we'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Bryce more than Tua just in general.
No, I do too.
As well, and this is probably a 3 QB build that we're dealing with here since JJ McCarthy was our first quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't hate going with Gino, who we also could maybe get a backdoor stack with, or we go with Anthony Richardson since we have Pittman, and
that is definitely a best ball move to make.
It's a best ball move for sure. I mean, if Richardson's starting, he's going to project as a top 5 quarterback in fantasy.
It is insane the range of outcomes that's possible. I think in best ball, it might be the move because whatever games he does start, the rushing upside is 100% going to be there, and maybe the only thing that is there.
The more I think about it too, for a while I've been pretty convinced Daniel Jones is going to start week 1. I think that's still probably the most likely scenario, but if you're going to bet on Anthony Richardson, if he can't beat Daniel Jones, I feel like that says enough right there.
It's definitely telling.
There's definitely, to me, there's just still a lot of incentive for the Colts to see what they have in Anthony Richardson.
100%.
The ceiling is still so much higher, and he gets sniped, of course. As we're talking about him, 2 picks before. I don't think there's. I don't think we can go with Darnold.
No.
Maybe Rodgers in a couple rounds from now.
Please.
We're gonna go with Jalen Wright. Actually, we're gonna go with Ertz. Got 2 round 12 buys. Where's my bye weeks don't matter at? I don't hate Rodgers round 16, 17, 18. He's probably gonna start every single game.
Yeah.
There's another body at quarterback.
If you're looking for bodies, that's exactly what he is. It's about the max.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I actually think he's getting a tiny bit underrated. He's a 40-year-old quarterback coming off a torn Achilles. Feels like no one's giving him that context.
No, they're not.
He did definitely play better in the back half of the year too with Adams. JSN undervalued, isn't he going mid-second round? No, he's not going mid-second round. I think he's going round 3 in most drafts. He went in this draft we're doing live on YouTube right now. He went in round 4, the first pick of round 4. So yeah, I think he is undervalued there. I think he should be more in that conversation with the guys going in round 2 and 3. But yeah, I like JSN more than Devontae Adams. I like him more than Garrett Wilson. I think him versus Marvin Harrison Jr. is pretty close. I probably would go.
I'd go with JSN over Marv.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go JSN over Marv too. Marv went pretty far ahead of him in this draft that we're doing here. I don't think I would take him over T. Higgins, but yeah, I think he's getting a little under. He got drafted right next to Mike Evans and Jameson Williams in this draft we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's low.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back to us. There is we do try to find we're gonna get Sanders here too. Probably reach on Sanders first. Secure some Bryce Young stack. Could probably push it here. We're going Rodgers first. I'm going to tilt if someone takes Ja'Tavion Sanders right now.
That would be an insane snipe, but would not be the first from the live stream.
Terry to the Bills. Oh man.
No, I mean it would help Josh Allen for sure. It would make sense NFL wise, but not Commanders wise. I don't want to see that because then what happens? It's Debo and the rest. I could name all the wide receiver 3s, but I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, I don't think the Commanders can trade.
There's no way.
McLaurin and
no way.
With what Jaden Daniels did with him last year, you're gonna just after what we just saw from Daniels, you're gonna go trade his top receiver.
Exactly, and he was starting Terry McLaurin chance. I've seen the videos.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I don't think this trade request is going to lead to a trade. I think both parties here too. They're both incentivized to get a deal done before the start of the season. It's so rare for this stuff to stretch into the season these days. The player loses money, the team loses games. It's just not a worthwhile outcome for either side. This usually stuff gets figured out the closer and closer you get to the season. Oh my God, this guy has 1 tight end. I'm gonna tilt so hard if he takes Ja'Tavion Sanders.
This might be the first rage quit you've ever seen
in round 17. This is Oh my God. He's watching this live stream, bro. He is watching the live. There's no way he's not watching the live. Oh my God. I'm tilting. The
He has to be. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
we're gonna kick Calvin Austin. My goodness.
Calvin Austin, the second best option.
My gosh. I mean, he was actually closer to ADP too. My God.
Wow.
There's at least
You can't script this.
No, you can't. I swear that guy's in the live. I feel like he sniped us multiple times. All right, if we're gonna stack a different Panthers player here, I mean, Coker's probably the move.
We're getting the bottom of the chips here, the crumbs.
There is a strategy in best ball called scroll the F down in round 18 because you're playing against so many teams.
Yeah,
you can differentiate your team by picking a player that's just not picked in most drafts.
I can see
by
it.
just scrolling the F down.
I can see it.
Yeah, so there's some strategy there if you can hit on the
Yeah.
pick, which is obviously not easy at this point of drafts in round 18 that we're in now. But I mean, we did see Coker like be reasonable as a rookie.
There's just so many heads.
Yeah, I mean they did bring in Hunter Renfrow. They obviously drafted Ted McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
Legette's still there. Thielen's still there.
A lot of guys.
Yeah, definitely a lot of bodies to beat out.
And Coker is undrafted. He doesn't necessarily have draft capital or a bunch of price knocked into him for the Panthers to keep him on the field.
Yeah. Someone asking in the TikTok live, is RJ Harvey going to start? What are your thoughts on RJ Harvey?
I think I'm buying in on that backfield in general. If I'm getting Harvey, I'm targeting J.K. Dobbins. He's going outside the top 40 running backs, just about RB 41. From reports in camp, he's working most with the starters in the first team and having reps there. So for that reason, I'm 100% targeting J.K. I think Harvey's going to finish out as the RB1, but we've seen the Sean Payton offenses target the running backs an insane amount. So I like all of them, and I'm drafting every single one of them.
What pick do you like better, 107 or 112?
I'd probably like the 112 just because I'm not as high on Christian McCaffrey. So I think there's a clear top 6. Once you get past that top 6, it's kind of a free-for-all. So I might as well just wait till the 12, get the turn, because there's some really good guys you can go back-to-back on.
Yeah, I think I lean 7, so I can lock McCaffrey in. But
So if McCaffrey's taken in the top 6, you don't get him. What's your thoughts on the 7?
then I think that's a great spot to be because you're going to get either Jefferson, Lamb, or Gibbs.
Yeah, and for context, Christian McCaffrey is not going in the top 7.
Yeah.
In 99% of drafts, you're
Yeah.
not going to. That's not happening.
He's not going in the top 6, definitely in most drafts. We snagged Keenan Allen in round 18. I have drafted way too much Keenan Allen.
Have you really?
And I can't stop because someone's going to sign him. And he was over a 25% target share last season.
He was not bad at all.
He definitely, like, especially on a, like, I'm very in on the Bears because of how bad the situation was last year with the coaching
I agree.
and the offensive line that has both improved this offseason. And Keenan was a part of that. And he
Mhm.
still produced some fantasy points alongside some other good receivers. And there's a lot of teams that he could have a real role.
It makes a
on.
lot of sense.
And there was a report recently that he's talking to multiple teams. Hopefully he does sign because taking zeros in best ball is pretty brutal. So we have an unstacked Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers stacked with Calvin Austin.
And, I mean, hey, Calvin
and
Austin is a
JJ
value.
McCarthy stacked with Jefferson. We did end up going with a pretty risky 3-5-8-2 build, only 5 running backs. Brees, Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Ray Davis, Rashad White. All guys have at least some standalone value for sure. Obviously, these first 3. But I think both these guys can contribute weeks without injuries, and they're an injury away from us being in a really good spot in this league.
100%.
At receiver, I think we probably have one of the best receiver rooms. We start with Jefferson, Tyreek,
That's
first 2
crazy
picks.
start.
DJ Moore slots in as our wide receiver 3, and then we just need one of Reed, Mooney, Pittman to contribute into the flex slot
I like that a lot.
each week. Yeah, definitely a high ceiling there. The tight end situation, we're going to take 0 in week 12 with Ingram and Ertz. I don't feel great about this tight end room, honestly. This is one of the first times I've drafted Evan Ingram. My problem with Evan Ingram is he's just so volume dependent.
He is.
He's never been an elite touchdown scorer. And his best season, where he almost broke the all-time tight end receptions record like a few years ago with the Jaguars, didn't even win fantasy leagues that year. Like, he almost broke the all-time reception record. He wasn't even a top 3 tight end in fantasy in PPR leagues. Like, what's the ceiling? You know,
Yeah.
if he's not going to be able to do it when he almost breaks the all-time receptions record, you need to score more touchdowns, I think, to really do it. And that's probably even worse in half PPR and best ball. But we did get him 10 picks after his ADP at least.
At least there's a value somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not. This is not my normal best ball team.
It's not.
But I feel like we at least.
Sometimes you need to go off the norm.
Yeah,
to get a little exposure
we at least
somewhere
balance
else.
the tilt of the Jatavian Sanders snag a little bit. Who are you guys targeting in the 32 creator league? Yeah, Brian, let me pull up the draft board really quick before we hop off. And
I don't know if I can answer that. There's too many eyes watching to see what happens.
let me just show everyone on the live. If you're watching live on YouTube, if you're watching live on TikTok, guys, come to TikTok, come to the YouTube live. I'm telling you, it is a better viewing experience because we can share screen on the YouTube live. All right, we're gonna share screen to this really quick.
It'll by far be the best.
The Chrome tab here. There's been an asinine amount of trades.
It is madness.
Refresh this. So I've at one point I think I was in the top 5 of trades made. I've fallen back a tiny bit, but I've made a decent amount of trades. I only have 3 of my original picks now.
Jeez.
I traded back in the first round from pick 3 to pick 17.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a second round pick. I incinerated my second round pick, which I do not feel good about.
You shouldn't feel good about that.
Definitely don't feel great about that. I don't. I moved back from the second, though, to a pretty early third round pick. So I have 2/3 and 1/4, 3/5, and 2/6. So I have
nice.
9 picks in the first 6 rounds. I have 7 picks in the first 5 rounds. I don't think I'll be the first one to finish my starting lineup.
No.
But I definitely will have a bit more depth than the average team. I just got to hope I can hit that 17th overall pick. I had pick 3. I planned on going Bijan at pick 3.
It's a big difference.
And I just think there's going to be somewhat similar running backs or receivers available at pick 17. But the quarterbacks will go. Some tight ends will go because of the 2-point perception for tight end. But Avery, you got the first overall.
I do.
Pick.
This is the biggest thing. I think I got maybe the 8th, 9th pick one time, and I traded it back. I've never had a pick this early. The number 1 pick does scare me. Everybody in the chat, let me know. In a 32-person league, who are you taking number 1? I've gotten a lot of Jin and Daniels because I'm a Commanders fan. My heart would love that to happen. But if we're seeing these Commanders trade talks where Terry McLaurin's not on the team, that is a league-losing pick. But the rushing upside is there. Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Lamar's a great quarterback. I've never, ever gone early quarterback in this league before. So if that happens, which it probably will this year, it is a completely new build for me in a new territory. So we'll see how that draft turns out.
We all know you're going Josh Allen. It's going to be Josh Allen.
I feel like it is, but we'll see.
So we got this comment here. Wait, Sam, are you playing? What team are you running? Yeah, so I've been the commissioner of the 32-person league is this his 5th season? I think it's his 5th season.
Yeah, this is going into the 5th.
Running this league. And when I started this league, I wanted nothing to do with playing in this league. You know, I thought it would be a fun way for everyone to get to know each other, end up being becoming something much bigger than that. But still, I resisted joining the league because this league is just ridiculously challenging. And there are so many trades to try to actually compete in the league. This year, though, I'm in. For the first time, I'm playing in the 32 creator league on top of obviously being commish.
It's going to be great.
And yeah, I'm not running any of the individual teams. There's 3 non-creators in the league. Our lead data scientist at Walter Picks, our design member at Walter Picks, and then also myself. The rest of the league is creators on the Walter Picks team. There are a few creators that were not interested for good reason in playing in this ridiculously challenging and competitive league. But I'm ready to go, man. I feel decent about where I'm sitting now with this last trade that I made back in the first round. I think I recouped a little bit of that incinerated.
You did.
Second round pick.
You had a lot of high picks.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how it ends up shaking. It's almost impossible to prepare, I feel like,
should let them know what the last place punishment is
for this draft. And I probably will reach out to Brian about this. Drafting this early. Yeah, I've been drafting since May.
Always.
I've been drafting since May. This is not early at this point. We're here, man. It's August. There's about to be football on our TV screen in like 15 minutes. All good, Zane. Yeah, this is definitely not a league I would recommend. There's a lot of 32 team leagues out there now, and I think it is a lot more difficult than people realize. A lot more stressful too. I got draft picks 8 and 18 in a 16-man. Who you suggest I take at both? Yeah, I mean, 8, I think I would go McCaffrey. At what point in the draft are you taking McCaffrey? Like if you just look at the top of the draft board, are you taking Neighbors over McCaffrey?
I would take Neighbors over McCaffrey. It really just comes down to I've been sold on McCaffrey so much in the past like day and a half that I've been with Sam. If McCaffrey stays healthy, he will finish as a top 5 running back. That's the thing. So I think it's perfectly reasonable.
Not top 5. He's going to be top 2.
Like top 2 is your okay.
He's had 4 healthy seasons since his rookie year. He's been a top 2 running back all 4 of those seasons.
And the offensive line is healthy. So I mean, it's not crazy.
Yeah.
I would take Neighbors. You could argue Genty, but I think Chris McCaffrey might have a higher ceiling just as far as what we've already seen.
Right. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua.
Puka, I could take. Amon-Ra, I wouldn't. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people fade Amon-Ra, so maybe his ADP just generally is dropping more than it should. But the offensive coordinator change is definitely a big question mark of if Jared Goff is really that guy.
Yeah. All right. I think that wraps up the live stream. We did a little sneak peek to the 32 creator draft. That's going to be broadcasted live on this Saturday. Avery, thanks for hopping on. Your first best ball draft of the season. They don't all go like that with the snipes, the snipe picks. But we'll look back, and I bet that team will actually give us a fighting.
It'll be great.
A fighting chance if any of those running backs end up hitting beyond what their ADP was.
I hope so.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll be back live probably tomorrow and definitely Saturday for the 32 creator draft as well. Enjoy the first football game. We got Trey Lance on our TV
I'm
screens
so ready.
in about 15 minutes.
I should not be this excited.
Draft season is here, man. It's the best time of year.
100% it is.
Have a great night, everybody.